All right, so we've got our dummy text. Now we need to have our placeholder images that we're just going to put inside of these pieces here. Okay, so I'm just going to minimize. Let's pull this up. There we go. I'm just going to minimize this section, and I'm just going to maximize this section, and we'll start putting in here. Okay, so right off the bat, the carousel is going to be an image. Okay, so I'm just going to go img equals quotes, or what am I doing? img src, okay, equals quotes, and then we need to put the source of it. So if you remember before, LiveWeave is live. It's in the internet space, so it's not going to be a local address like we normally do. We have to use an absolute URL. So, but if you go on this page that you're currently looking at, you'll see on the right here, I put the images that you need. So all you have to do is just right click over top of it and just go copy image location, or it might be different depending on the browser. So copy the image location, then go back to this, and then I'm just going to hit Control V or Command V, depending on what you have. So that'll be image source, and then that's good. And then we want to add one other thing. They have a special, actually let's just do this just so you can see what it does. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to add. So, oops, don't do that. Space, like this. Okay, I'm going to minimize this, and then I'll maximize this. And you're going to see the picture is just too big. See how it's actually going past it? Because the picture itself is too large. Now, normally what you want to do is you want to make the picture the size that's going to show up. I don't feel like cropping all these images, but when you would eventually go to do your final site, these should all be cropped and cut and placed and set up correctly so that they look correct. But instead what we're going to do is we're just going to use a special class that they have built into Bootstrap. So I'm going to go like this, and we'll expand this back up again. And I am going to, inside of my image here, we'll just put it right after it. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go class. And the class is img-fluid. Okay. So you're just going to put this little bit in there. And then what that does is badoink and badoink is that it will interactively, it will scale the image to the size of the box that it's in. And what that means also is that when this gets moved, you will see that, come on, let's just make it small. It's easier this way. Depending on the size, it will get bigger or smaller, depending on the window it's in. Okay, so there's the first image. Pretty straightforward. Now we're just going to basically put the other ones in. So I was thinking underneath each one of these headings, we'll put the corresponding picture in. All right, so there it goes. Underneath cone heads, right, is again going to be an IMG, SRC, and then we just need to go to here, and I'm just going to right click, copy image location, go over here, Control V, and then we'll just go ahead and do, boink, boink, and we need to add that class again. Class, and the class is img-fluid, okay? And I'm actually just going to copy this, because it'll just be easier. Control C, and we'll put it underneath this one, underneath this H3, Control V, and Control V, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're just going to change what these, what each of these links are, just because it'll be quicker and easier than having to run it out each time. So we'll right click, copy image location, go here, and I'm just going to grab the ice cream cone, Control V, paste over top of it. Great. Go back over here, down, right click, copy image location, and then we'll go to this section here, grab this, the file path, Control V. Alright, so now that's the pine cone. Right click, copy image location. Same thing again. Boop, all the way across. And Control V. Good. Alright, so now I've put all those in. They have image fluid, but watch this. Let's make this small. Let's make this big. And you're going to see it's not terrible, but they're scaling to the size, but it's making the height, whatever height that these fit in as, right? So again, what you really want to do is go through and actually you'd want to make these all the same size. But again, I don't feel like doing that, so I'm actually just going to use CSS for right now to make this work. But in the future, we would cut these and crop these and all that. So I'm just trying to bang out a wireframe. So up here, just again as a support measure here, if I can. Okay. Enter. Okay, we're going to make a new class, and I'm just going to call it row images fix. I'm just going to fix the row of images, and literally all we're going to do is just add a height, and we'll just make it 250 px. Okay, oops, like that. And let's close that so it's like this. Okay, so we're just going to make this class, and it's literally just going to take the row and make it 250 50 pixels. Okay, so let's go down here, and we just want to add to this row that the images are in right here. We're going to add that class. Okay, all these images are in this row, so it's going to be row images fix. Now this isn't going to work, and I will show you why. So let's go ahead and minimize this. Let's maximize this, and you're going to see it does make the row go down, but look at, you see how it's cutting off the images? Sometimes it'll actually just go past. It actually is. If you look down here, you can see the picture is actually going underneath it. So it's not actually scaling the images, it's just scaling the row. Okay, so that doesn't really fix it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit to this code, and we're going to say not the class, but the images. By putting a space images, it means the images inside of row fix. So this has the row fix, and then saying any image that's in here, so here's one, it's going to scale those. And now you'll see when I maximize this, those will actually be scaled to 250 pixels. Okay, so that is good on our images. Okay, let's just pull this one down, pull this guy up. Good. So next would just be the Bootstrap components, and that will be pretty fun. Wink.